There, of course.
Try one more time.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think now your internet looks better.
Yeah, I can hear you as well.
Okay, I think there's a little delay, so we'll see if it works. If not, then we just find another way, another time then.
Okay. I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, perfect. Who is in your background? Who is on the wall?
Alex Morgan and then Jamal Musiala.
Oh, so you are Bayern fan?
Yeah, a big one.
Okay, so you happy you guys celebrated?
Yes.
Sorry about the Champions League.
That's okay. We'll win the next one.
Love that, unless it's Real Madrid. Okay, so let's try again. So, on the beginning, I would love you to share a little bit about what you know about your team formation and then also specifically what coach asked you to do as a nine. So, but let's start with the team. So, what formation, style, what you guys try to do?
As a team, we play a 4-3-3. We often play, or almost all the time, we try to play out of the back. We
Okay.
play with two sixes and 110 in midfield. And in some occasions, we also try to play as a 4-4-2, where I drop as a 10. If the opponents play midfield with a midfield of four players, and when we have the ball, I'm normally staying in between the two center backs or checking into the spaces where the 10 is not, so I can receive the ball
Okay.
from the center backs to turn. And when I do check for the ball, the wingers normally make a run in behind where the if the center back follows me. And if I do receive a ball from the center backs, I normally turn and play a through ball to the wingers, and then we get across from there, and we finish.
Okay, so you like to check in. So you see yourself more like as a false nine.
Yes.
Okay, it's just important, but so obviously, if you see the screen, you guys are the blue team. So based on the games, I watched your last three games, and I saw you before as well, but more like an analysis standpoint. So yeah, you guys always playing with the 2-6 and the 10, and obviously right now, just a little recap. What you always try to do, and this is like kind of became like a modern soccer, how you always create the box midfielder. There are so many different way how you can overload because most team, as you know, they play a 4-3-3. So if you see your sixes, your eights, and your tens are always covered by another man. So you can make as a four midfielder what, as you just mentioned, you playing as a false nine and you are dropping. So now you guys are overloading the central part of the field. Or you guys can do different way if the left forward comes in and the left back pushes up. But how you guys play, mainly what I saw, yes, that you are checking in. What very important to see, like, okay, how can you become even more dangerous after you are coming in, after you get the ball, after you do layoff. So I see you love to do. Have you ever heard about the up back through passing combination?
Yes.
Okay, so I see you trying to do a lot that you just lay off your six or the eight is coming and then they're supposed to play wide. So based on that, I will have a few clips to show you. And hopefully if you have a pen and paper, just write down the few
Yeah, I
things.
do.
Um, there are different games, so some different information, and then at the end I will show you like a little summary what we can find, we can like fill out. It's a blank summary, so hopefully it will help you a little bit when it's come to the weekend game. Okay, so the first clip, what if in this case, what I see a few times, you are checking obviously, and the defender is follow you, and after the next run, so you are checking in, and then the next one is coming. Would you rather doing the yellow run or would you do the blue line, and why?
Uh, it to me it depends on like the position of where the defender is. The For this one, the
Okay.
yellow one doesn't quite seem um like the best option because the defender is like gonna be really close to me. In this situation, I
Mm-hmm.
say the blue line because I'd have more space and that would give me more time to well, in this case, like be able to go into the box and maybe like create like a chance.
Do you remember what you end up doing?
No.
So let's see. And then you end up not getting the ball, but my whole point is every time you guys are defending, the most of the players they are pushing the right back and the left back up, right?
Yes.
So especially if you are dropping back, and now I'm going back here. So you guys are more like defending the right back, or on the left side, the left back will always push up. So you will always find, you will always find yourself versus two defender. So the best thing you can do every time when you are checking in and then you do the up back through to make the run to the space. Because one of the best example is Benzema. I don't know if you really follow, or Lewandowski used to do it, that he was dropping back deep, he gets the ball, he layups and always make a run behind, because running between two players, as long as they are running, it's easy to pick up your speed and now they can run with you. But if you are able to make a run to the side, now the chances for you to get the ball and obviously the chance for your teammates to give you an accurate pass is so much higher, because very rare recently, especially in higher level, that the right back and the left back is just standing on the back when the other team has a ball. They always go up, which is always helps you to make this type of run. And then once you get the ball, if you are becoming the winger can step up as a 9, or one of the midfielder can step up to the 9 position. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay, because if it happens once or twice, not a big deal. But I saw like a few times that you try to, like, you check in, which is awesome. But then after you try to make this big run, and it's gonna be very hard to beat a girl, because even if one follows you, the other one is always 5-10 yards behind. So if you play the 9, it's very rare, a false 9, to get the ball in the central channel. So getting the ball back here, it's gonna be very hard. For you, it's more this part of the field or this part of the field, depends on where you are. So that was the clip here to see that, as you see here, this player is the right back. I put a little highlights on her. It's always one of them will push up. So thank you so much. Give me a little Christmas gift. You leave, so I'm using your space.
Okay.
Next one. Go back a little bit. So another huge and very important, like now the ball was all the way there. You guys are building up. The most important for you, because compared to your age, like you have a very good size, you are very aggressive, you have the experience already playing in the national level as well. Can you hold the ball in this part of the field? And that's gonna be crucial. So when you are checking back, make sure you slow down. And then, so you see how deep you had to go back after the touch.
Yeah.
So you were this part of the field, now you're being here 15-20 yards deeper, because how fast you were running. So the whole things you can fix if you just do a little bump and then now put your arm behind you and try to keep it, try to hold it. It's gonna be very hard for them to bump you or push you if you are set up the first position and you are, as you see the little circle, you're able to keep the ball in that part of the field. So it will help the team much more, because yeah, the ball went up, but now you guys have to start all over. You didn't lose the ball, but then your teammates did. Okay, so can you slow down, put your arm behind you, push against, and then just hold the ball, and then the same thing we talk about the up back through, just wait for someone to come. So one more time the pass is happening, here just hold it, and wait for one of the player to come, and then from here, you can do the layoff. Okay, this is something I think it's easy when it's upcoming game to focus on. Can I keep the ball? Can I use my body? Because now you try to defend with your back. But if you can use your arm, that will help you much more. The next clip. Sometimes it's a little bit lagging. I love the run, aggressive. It's ended up being a very good block from another team, but there's nothing really you could have done different. So I really like if you see how you are doing the same thing, making a little bit, so because the left back left, now you have more space, not centrally, but now you have more space a little bit in the wide area to get the ball. So that's why it was very smart run from you to don't try to run through between two center back, because I saw a few times try that and then they're not able to pass you. But the moment you are running around them either one way to another, now it's much easier to pass the ball back to you. Same thing, you see where the left back is? The left back eventually has to step, that's the left back over there. So I love that what you are doing, you see? Which one would you choose now, the yellow or the red?
Yellow.
Yeah, okay, so that's the same thing, running between the two center backs. So just imagine this is your play, this is you. You giving a perfect pass right there. So either her or Herker can steer the ball, that's almost impossible. But what you can do, making a run behind the fullback, and now it's much easier for you to get it. And one of my favorite moments is this, how you slow down, and can you explain me what's happening, what are you doing, and why were you able to get the ball back? I will go back and I slow down a little bit.
Like I knew that she wasn't gonna get the ball, and she was already facing back, so there's not really much of a threat to make a foul. So I also tried to shield her towards the end line, and then that's kind of my moment to step to her and to try to steal the ball.
Yeah, when I saw this, wow, you have a very high soccer IQ already at this young age, because that's the perfect thing. Most of the girls, they would just run behind the player, they even foul her or just pushing from the right side. And obviously the girl job is super simple. Pass back to the goalkeeper and then done. But what you are doing, you are coming from the side. Now you are eliminating her to able to pass back. So now she has to turn. So now it's become you versus the sideway line, or you and the sideline versus her. And now it's much easier. So I keep recommending, that was very smart of you, how you did it to eliminate the pass backwards and then after just force her wide. Next one, right away after this action, you get the ball. Can you see the space, a little orange, the circle I did?
Yes.
So would you rather go that way, or would you do something else? Or if it's something else, what else you think you could do?
Where's the ball?
The ball is right there. So your teammate is about to pass to you.
It's a crowded space, so I think the option is to where you marked the orange circle. I think that was probably a better option.
Obviously now going back in that moment is much harder. Do you remember what you end up doing?
Something that I shouldn't have done.
So the best way, how you can recognize right away, so because you are a forward, you have to be selfish, and the selfish is a positive thing. Every time you are around the box, you always have to scan, because eventually every teammate wants to pass the ball to you. So your job is, the moment I get the ball, how can I create the quickest way, a scenario when I can shoot? I love that you are coming back, you're not a selfish person on the wrong way to not be a combination player. But when it comes to everything around the 18, it's I get the ball, I turn and shoot. I turn, I touch and shoot. So everything has to be quick. especially you said you love Bayern, this is like Lewandowski. He gets the ball, he turns, and then from 0 yard, he just score. So that's what, in this case, would have been a quick turning and then finishing. Okay, because I think in that area you can still be a little bit more goal focused rather than passing over there. Okay. So best way to fix it is constant scanning. So definitely we talk about like a technical bit later, like what I highly recommend to working on or start working on is the constant scanning. So you see where the 9 is, you see here like where the empty space is if you are constantly scanning. Go back. So do you remember when we talk about to try to not make a run between two center back?
Yes.
Okay, obviously the reason I was telling it, because if there are two center back close to each other, it's gonna be very hard for you to run through the player. But the scenario change is if the two center backs are much further from each other. Now obviously making a run here is much smarter than now running to the side. So if you see here, because the two center back are just so far from each other, it's a great run. I like the timing of your run, and it was an unbelievable defending from that player to the last second, but I like how you were able to make a run between them right there. As you see, like super big distance between center backs, so always scan, check where the center back is, and then you can dictate, do I run between them or do I run around them? Okay, so this game, I think it was a Frem, right? Was it the Frem?
Yes.
Okay, so this is something I want to ask you. When it came to the Frem game, what was your guys' defending tactic?
Coach Jerry didn't want me to press the center backs. He just wanted me to
Okay,
drop, not like where the 10 is, but a little bit ahead, and just let them
okay,
play between amongst each other, the goalkeeper and the other center back. And then once they advance maybe halfway of their half, then that's when we step. Or if they play out wide to their outside backs, then that's when we step.
okay. Like I loved how you try to follow the tactic. I want to show you a few defending clip. So obviously, like your biggest thing, and then Frem was doing a great job to pushing the fullback up, and then always they created like a 3-2-6 because the goalkeeper came up, so it was like almost many times 11 versus 10. The one thing I want to make sure like that was your guys' tactic, that the one way how you can eliminate, as you see, just you are burning so much energy running back and forth. And then one step, now they end up nothing really creating any other chances, but that was a bunch of clips, defending clip, when it was you versus the two center back, or even you versus the two center back and the goalkeeper. So later on in a few clips I will show you like how you can do this next time a little bit better, so you can steer the ball, and then once you do the right pressing in the right time, now you can go all the way to the goal. Before that I have two clips for you. So first one is like what you already did, a deep check-in. Unfortunately it's lagging a little bit. But if you are, in this case, if you are checking in, like I'm sure this is what you mentioned, your tactical position, right? You coming in, make the up as a white, blue is a little layoff to the midfielder, and then the red making a run behind. But as you see, the same thing what happened, every time you guys build up, the right back will push up. So if you are not going straight back as to become a midfielder. So what I try to explain here, that every time you guys build up, you either check in here, but as you see, because of your left forward, most of the time she's checking, every player, every right back will always follow. So what's the other option for you besides dropping back to the middle as a fourth midfielder? What else you can do?
Making the run behind the
Exactly.
right back.
Just making this run. And now she has an option to play behind, and you guys not playing kickball, you are using what the other team is giving you. If they give you the space on the middle, thank you, I'm taking the middle spot. But this is not as dangerous as being here. So if you, every time you see your teammates checking in and the right back follow, now you can check in, and instead of doing this three combination, you can check and make a run. So instead of passing the ball here, passing the ball here, passing the ball here, now right away with one ball, now you guys can be behind them and you can go to goal. So I just recommend you to try a few times, that sometimes you are checking in, sometimes you check. Obviously, after 2 times, if you are a center back and you see a player always checking in this space, what would you do as a center back?
If the player constantly checks in the midfield,
Yeah, if
Then-
someone has always checks here.
if they're a smart defender, they'd follow.
Okay, so now they follow. So now you see 2 times of the game, the first 5-6 minutes, you're checking in. They play you the ball, you do a layoff or just keep the ball and you pass back. So the third time you check in, the player knows, oh, I have to be closer to her. So now you are checking in and scanning while you are running, you're scanning, and the moment she is running at you, now you are making a run. So she is in the moment of doing a forward run, so now you will have so much space, this part of the field, to go because of your run. So can you have 2 different run? And then obviously you have to explain to your teammate, hey, I'm checking in, but after twice, the third times, if I put my right hands up or you guys have a signal, now I'm actually making a run behind. So you can skip this whole midfield part and play behind. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay. That was a huge chance. It ended up not being a goal, but I just want to show you, because I want to show you every time you touch the ball. But it was a great run, aggressive run. What's very important, again, most of the girls, they just run straight. You are attacking the ball, it's the right timing of the pass, and a good technique. It was just a huge save. So these are a clip I definitely want to show you, and not too many teams do this, but the better teams start to, even on the youth level, when they bring the goalkeeper up. And if you see, it's become a 3 versus 1. So instead of, now as you see, you're running one way, you run another, and after, I just run enough, so now your teammates goes, but the same thing is become an easy 3 versus 1. The best thing you can do is the same thing, if you remember when one of the action was when the defender had the ball, you were running at the player and then you didn't let her pass back. You remember that?
Yes.
So this is exactly the same thing you can do. So there's a few more. I'll show you another one. For example, here, instead of letting her to play back, you, on the first few minutes of the game, you are a very smart player, you have to see and decide who is the weakest center back. Either one or the other. One is to dribble more, one has a worse technique, but you always figure out the first few minutes of the game, unless previously you guys already talk about it, that what is gonna be the pressing trigger. So hypothetically, okay, now I know that this player is very good, she likes to dribble in. So now I'm forcing the game to another side. So when the game starts, instead of just standing centrally, now I'm more on this part of the field. So I'm forcing the goalkeeper to play the ball there rather than here. Does it make sense so far? Okay. Second one, if I'm just running at her the way she's running and then you guys are just switching, it's gonna be just always a pass back to the goalkeeper, goalkeeper pass to another side. So you are running back and forth, and the moment when you get the ball, you're gonna be too tired. So can you time your run, and after from I'm here, the ball end up being at that player instead of being in front of her, can I be next to her? So right now for her, oh my gosh, like I have so much space. Now she can start to go. And the moment when she goes, now you are pressing her from behind. And then once she's dribbling and she's under pressure, now your teammates can come. And then now with the moment she dribble in, now she can step as well, and this become a 2v1. And if you see, this is a very low risk and it's a huge high reward. Because what's happening if she's amazing player, she end up passing to this player. You have still 8 teammates behind you, she's on the middle of the field, no problem. But the moment you can steer the ball this part of the field, now you can go all the way just by yourself to the goal. So all in all again, can I find a weak-sided player? Can I stay between them and pushing from behind to push him, offer him to dribble in? And when you dribble in, as you saw, like your teammates and you are pressuring from behind. Because now what will happen? Center back to center back, now you stepped it, it was too late, and now they are out. So you guys didn't really have a momentum to like press the ball, and then they broke you anyway. Show you another clip, same thing. You see 3 versus 1. And now you are pressing from behind. Now you are pressing from behind, and now your teammates has to come as well. And you see, you guys end up getting the ball, nothing happened. So that was a good clip. Offer, obviously, like now we just talk about, but figure out who is a better player. Watching the game, she was definitely like the better center back. So stay more here, pushing the game to the weak-sided player, and then against City, it's gonna be, I'm sure, a very good team. So figure out the first few minutes of the game, who is the weak side player. And the moment she dribble in, now you have to have you and your teammates to come, and then now she can pressure from in front, and you are pressuring from behind. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay, because if you guys do this, like I love the tactic, I was texting your coach, like I loved how you guys prepared against this team, but with this one, now you might able to get the ball here. Otherwise, you are just burning a lot of energy just running back and forth.
Okay. For the game tomorrow, tomorrow, it's similar to the Fram, but I'm dropping completely as like a 10 to mark the 6 and to stay with her like the entire time, unless they play wide, and then we force them that way, and then we press them there. Or if they play negative, then we all try to step.
Okay,
It's
so
similar to
what's the shape
the tactic
for the
against
City
Fram.
game?
I'm sorry?
So the City, so that's the shape, right? Is the goalkeeper stepping up?
No. Because
Okay,
the
so
City
it's more...
play with 3 center backs. They play a 3-4-3.
Okay, so basically it's like a 3-box-3 with the box midfield.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what will look like for tomorrow.
Yeah, that's how they're gonna
So
play.
you are dropping back, you covering, yeah. So this is very smart here. And then, what is the passing trigger for tomorrow?
They play to their 7, or because they're they're playing, the 2 is playing to the 7, or the 4 is playing to the 3. We also
4 is passing to, okay.
if we can, because their wingers are their best players, so he also like wants us to try to avoid those passes. And if so happens, if I'm pressing the A, they play there, and then they play back to the 2 or the 4, then we all step together. So if they play that negative pass, or another trigger is they advance to kind of like Fram, like half of their half, or towards the beginning of the center, or like towards the center. then that's when we all like step.
Okay. So mainly your left forward will be responsible for the right center back, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what would you do if the ball goes here and your midfielder will press the ball?
Our wingers they're not going to be stepping at all. They're going to be like staying in their like kind of like in the line with the center line, and then we
Okay,
wait
so like in the
until
mid
the
block.
defenders until the defenders advance forward towards the center, and then we step.
Okay. So what I recommend, obviously your goal is going to be anytime when a team plays in a 3-2-5, they always try to use one of the sixes. So it's a very smart move from you guys to dropping back and covering the two sixes. What you can see that like always try to think outside the box. Like after a few minutes, they will grab the ball, they will start to walk up. The first few minutes, check out what's the habit of each player. The moment the ball reaches this line and your midfielder will step a little bit, how many times the first few times she will just pass back without even looking. And then after you can find the pressing trigger that next time it happens, the moment when she's about to pass the ball, then you are stepping with it. And then make sure when you are running, just scan behind you, so if the player run like this, you can always adjust your run. So obviously you are doing your regular, like what coach is asking, but if you can just try one or twice that I'm reading it, and when the ball happens, then you step out. Like the worst scenario can happen that you try to get the ball, they play out, but you have still so many players. But if you can get the ball in this part of the field, now you can you can go 1v1.
Okay.
Okay, because like when team does this, what you guys will do, it's very dangerous because these two players can really like fall asleep. Like they know I have space, they're not pressuring me, so they just become very sloppy. And then that's a great moment for you to find the time when you can press.
Okay.
Okay, let's go back. Is it working for you or is it lagging?
No, it's working.
Okay, perfect. Every time when you are a 9, just remember you don't always have to go forward. So this was a clip when you guys were just defending. Great turning. Now, if you can just think I'm a defending, you are one of the defender, like I need a little breather. So you can hold the ball instead of like everything forcing forward. What else you can do? What do you see usually forwards doing instead of just going forward?
Like you said, like hold the ball and like wait for my team to advance like forward, so they can help me go forward.
Yeah, like obviously the camera goes out, so I don't see you, but I know that all your teammates right here on the back. So you can a little bit slow down. Now I can play the ball back. You guys can switch the field or you can make a run, but don't have to think like everything has to go forward. Because you play 90 minutes, you are burning all your energy if everything is just go, go, go. And obviously it's kind of become predictable that you always try to go forward. So sometimes just playing backwards can help your team as well to restart the formation, and then now you guys can play around. When I just saw this, like it was a very deep run from your teammates, and instead of just like losing the ball and now you have to go back, now you have to chase the ball, now you have to find a way to get the ball back. I just try to sometimes just hold the ball. That's another clip. So I really like this one, and this was like the clip when you can figure out to who is a better player. So if you see, I really like how you are cutting the passing angle, so the goalkeeper has no option to pass there. She has one option here. Now you always see the first few minutes who is a better player. So when she is dribbling it, now don't allow her to go backwards. So I'm pressing from behind, going forward. Keep pressing, keep pressing. Obviously you realize like, okay, it's a good player, but as you see, all for nothing. So I love this clip. If you do this long term, like this is gonna be so attractive for college coaches because yeah, you can score a goal, like that's awesome, and everyone's looking for. But college soccer and women's professional soccer is just a lot of like running, and pressing. And this is one of the best skill because not every forward has this mindset that I'm going after the player. So it's almost. Do you have a highlights video?
Of this game?
No, just all in all, like just the
Yes,
highlights.
I do.
Okay. Do you have any? I would love to if you can send it to me. Then next time we can go over like what are the best clips. Do you have any defending clip in your highlights?
No, I just have me scoring goals and through balls to my teammates that lead to goals.
Like that's super important. Like obviously your job is to score a goal, but obviously they want to see like what else because there are games when two big teams play against each other. Like this shows so much extra besides Emma only just scoring a goal because after you scoring whatever 8 10 goals, it's like okay, like what else she can give us. And this is one of the best clip. It's almost a highlights level clip that now it shows like how smart you are if you start from the beginning. It shows like how you are taking the players out of the action, forcing the players one way, and now you are going after. This is 90% of the forward would just stop and then the girl just dribbling. But now you are actually pressing from behind. You are going after, she stop, you go after, you're aggressive, you keep going, you keep going, you keep going. Like that for me is a more important clip than you scoring another 3 goals in this game. Like if I'm recruiting a girl who is a forward, like I would definitely that's a huge benefit for you because imagine, do you have a dream school you want to go to?
No.
So you any high level school you want to go to, do you think when they watch forwards, do they find any other forwards who can score a goal?
No, they look for forwards that have like the competitiveness, the aggressiveness in the pressing, the
Yeah.
confidence, and the soccer IQ, technicality.
Exactly. So that's what we also have to sell for those people. Not sell like it's in you, just show them. Because that 4 or 5 minutes of highlights will show your last 7 years of playing soccer. Even in the national team, like you have a very good resume, but now we just have to put it in the clip that she's not just a goal scorer. She can defend, she understands tactic. Like even the defending tactic, like oh the coach will see like wow this team is so smart. It's not just the basic and do always the same thing. So these clips I will send it to you separate, and then once we're working on your highlights, then we can create like a defending clips as well. And if you just put 3 or 4 clips, a few seconds, that will have a very good story about you as well. Checking in, great through ball, end up not being the ball, but I love that the quick checking, the combination between you and the winger, and for me the most important is not just like okay everyone can make a through ball. If you see a scan and then you scan again, like for me I think the scanning is probably the most important skill you have to have because then if you know what's going on around you, everything else has become much easier. But now I see you are scanning to the side, now we just have to work on to scan behind you before you touch the ball as well. Same thing, another pressing. It's not really a highlights clip, but it just shows that this is like a very good skill for you to have. And maybe they don't really talk about it as much because goal is just fancy. Like that's Emma, it's very important. So I was very proud when I saw that. Hold the ball. As you see, it's a little bit lagging for me. How you separate yourself from the defender? Or are you separating?
Um, I'm not really sure.
You see, like your back, you are facing back to a player. Make sure you use your arm. So that will help you when you play against like bigger and stronger girls. to hear always one arm behind you so that you can push. And after the run is good, the what I know you try to do probably here to make the pass to the left forward end up being an inaccurate pass, but the vision was very, very smart. It just, when it's come to anything like a throw-in or keeping the ball, or we talk about like you dropping in as a false nine, always try to use your arm to hold it. Otherwise, if you are just facing to the ball, it's gonna be much easier for them to push you away. What do you think would be a good decision right now?
Probably play through ball to the winger.
What do you think end up doing?
I'm sorry.
What did you end up doing?
Um,
So the good things, like it's okay that you try to find shooting opportunities, but I totally understand her frustration that this is a great moment. Like scan before you get the ball, you know she's making a run. Now how can I make the best? So all in all, when it's come to like watching film, analyzing film, is to learn the difference between a good option and the best option. Because you dribbling through and taking a shot, it can be a good option. But making a pass, now it's a game changer option. If you make a right decision and then you end up passing to her, probably all the way she goes to goal. So it's just really focusing on the little difference on good or the best option. Very smart run. And another thing I will slow down and I will show you. Another thing I highly recommend to start to work on, and then first I show you the clip a little bit slow motion. Is the ball mastery. How often do you usually work on that?
not at all.
Because that, like, yes, you are fast, aggressive, you can score a goal. Tactically, it's an easy way to learn like what are the best runs. But the biggest thing what you can do is in terms of technical part is the scanning and the ball mastery, an L move, a V move, like you are in the tight space and how you can get out of the tight space in the 1v1 or 2v1. And this part of the field, especially in this scenario, when I realized like that if someone see that it's easy to see like that's something what you can still work on to get much better. This type of technical drill, a little 5-10 minutes at home. I have like a pre-recorded little homework. I will send it to you, and if you can work on that, it's basically it's 30 different exercises, but I just ask you do the first 10, and each 10 or 10 do one of them for just 30 seconds, and then you rest for 30 seconds. And the whole plan for this, and this comes to like an easy V move, an L move, that you work on something for 30 seconds and you write down how many times you did it. And then 30 seconds later, the next exercise is coming and you write down how much you did. And then you will see how much you did on the beginning of the month and how much you did at the end of the month. And once you see the difference, now you can feel it like, oh, actually I'm getting so much better, because you just get used to it. So you create a muscle memory, and then when you are in a situation like this, you don't have to think, your body will just do it. Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay, so once I send you the homework, then you can picture that homework little drills into this situation like this. It wasn't too much, but I think based on like your goal and the level you want to play, like working on that is gonna be crucial and very important for you. You do a lot of up back through, which is very, very good. My question, Can you tell me what is behind you?
Base.
So if you could go back in time, what would you do right now if you are getting the ball?
Before like I scan my shoulder to like know that there's space behind me,
Okay?
and then I
And
turn
what's next?
and dribble like to take the space. And maybe if I can go 1v1, or if I can't, then I play the through ball.
Yep. The one of the fastest turning is when you just let the ball roll. But obviously you can only do it if you're scanning. So I'm coming to the second thing I think I recommend to working on is your scanning, because I think like you scan, but just a timing of the scan. So if you see, I go back a little bit and I go slow motion so I can show you when you scan. Like you scan now, but the ball is not traveling. Once the ball is passing, you see now when your teammates had the ball, no more scans. So starting now is just focusing on the ball. And the most important, the best muscle memory you can create, to scan the ball when the ball is on the way. If you scan now you see, okay, I have space. Now you can just let the ball roll and go forward, and you don't need, because you are using the up back through if there's a player behind you. Otherwise, if there is no player behind you, you let the ball roll or you turn and then you go forward. And after, obviously, there is a bunch of different turning. In this scenario, if there is no space, let the ball roll in front of you, and then now you can attack the center back. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. Is there something you feel you are working on, like your scanning and turning?
Yeah, I'm trying every like practice and game to scan before I get the ball, and like to scan like when I don't have the ball to see what's around me.
Yeah, so this is definitely like something you just have to do like in a smaller group when there is always a defender. Because if you just pass the ball and you scan but there is no pressure on you, it's gonna be much harder. You need like a game scenario when there is someone might pressure, might not. So you have to look behind you to see like what's the situation, and you always do based on what you see behind you. You can't like, okay, next time I will do a turning. Well, you might don't need to turn, you might need to pass. So you just know what you want, and then your action is always depends on your surroundings. I like this, being aggressive. Again, this little clip has a story that you just try to shoot from everywhere. So this is like a very good skill to have. This is what coach would see if they are watching the game and they see you there. You get out of pressure. How can I shoot? And no one will say you're bad at bad things, because it's just every shot you don't take, you miss. So just keep shooting, try to find. But at the same time, maybe in this scenario as well, shooting was an okay decision. But is there a better way? Is there a better decision to make? Okay. Checking in, touch, dribble, and then through ball. If I go back, what did you think of this clip first? Is there anything you would have done different?
I would have definitely like taken the space instead of like rushing the pass.
So now just look your eyes again. So I will look in, I will go a little bit lower. Look how many times you scan. You're checking in, but look at, are you scanning? Are you scanning? Are you scanning?
No.
Look at the gigantic space. So again, what's the quickest turning?
I'm sorry?
What is the quickest way to turn?
Letting the ball run.
Let the ball roll. So same thing, it can be even a throw-in. I come in, I know I have space because I'm scanning. Now I can just let the ball roll. So instead of receive and facing back to the goal, now you could be this part of the field and now you can go forward. So you are doing many, many things very, very well, Emma. It's just a little details what if you fix, you can be even a much better player. A scanning, a technical footwork, and then just decide like when do I do and what's the good decision versus bad decision. Like this clip, it was a great clip again, or a good clip, but what if I go back to see you checking in? Now, what do you think is better than turning? Now that was the up, there is a player behind you. Can I lay off? And then now I lay out. If there's a player behind me, it's a quick up back through. There is no player behind me, now then you can turn. Do you see?
Yeah.
Next one. I have just a very few more. I like how you were checking in. The most important for you, that if there is a 10 in your spot, do you think you should check with a 10 or stay higher?
Stay higher.
So if you see back here, you end up fixing your run, but then you can stay higher. And then here, if you go back in time, what would you do right now?
There's like a lot of space in front of me, so I continue to
A
take
lot
it.
of space. Just if you have space, just keep dribbling, right? You are fast. If you dribble, again, same thing. If you are making this pass, it's a good decision. You get the ball. But if you actually dribble the ball, now your teammates end up going to the middle. Now this girl either follow her, now you can dribble all the way. If she end up pressing you, now it's become you versus a girl, and this girl here, your teammate goes into the box versus a player. So it's a 2v2 on the middle, another very dangerous scenario. So if you have space because you have the speed, just go, dribble. Like it's okay being selfish there, and then after you can cross later. Same clip, you see so many times, you are around the 18, you get the ball, how can I shoot right away? It's a great thing, keep doing it. And the last clip, it's a little bit lagging. Do you remember similar clip like this?
Yeah.
You see you do the same thing. So you have this up back through, it's a great things to do. But what else you could have done instead of laying off?
Turn.
And why?
There's
What do you
the
have?
defender wasn't like on my back.
Exactly. So what I really like, that you smart, that you always find a way. Now I move back how most teams plays. So you find an empty space, and then now what you have to work on, like this is huge. Now what I can work on once I get the ball, when do I pass back or when do I turn and go to goal? Because if you are checking in, you're gonna be most of the time always free. If you go too early, they might step. But then like if you go early, like you just standing there and they step on you, do you want the ball on your feet?
No.
What would you do?
If I like get there early, like the defender's falling, then I spin around and make that run where the
Exactly.
defender's not.
So now you can see like how important when you check in, can you find the right time? And the time is when there's eye contact. There's eye contact between her and there is pressure. Now I check in. If the girl is somewhere here and there's no pressure on her, no need to check in because then you are losing the momentum. Let her dribble, and then when she needs, because she's under pressure, then you are checking in. So you create separation between you and the defender. And then when you get the ball, remember, when do you have to scan? Before she pass, after she pass, when the ball is on the way.
Um, before like while the ball's like coming and like before you receive the ball.
Exactly. When the ball is traveling, I scan. And now, based on right now what I see, if she's coming, now I do the layoff. Now you guys know what your team tactic is. But if the girl is not following you, and you know this right now when the ball is traveling, now you go forward, and now it's 1v1, and now you can become even more dangerous, and now you can score even more goals because of that little things, scanning. And then once you go into these spaces, when we talk about you making this run because of the right back stepping up, and then maybe she end up following you, now we talk about that 1v1 ball mastery and L move, V move, footwork, this here. So if you can fix that too, or not fix, like work on that, you can even be more dangerous player. Make sense so far?
Yes.
Okay, so lastly, what I just created, and hopefully you can see, like a little development plan sheet. I would give you if you are in person, but now just write it down. There are 4 areas: a technical, a psychological, a tactical, and the social part. And like the whole goal is to write down one sentence what you can remember, so when it's come to the next upcoming game, when I'm driving or after the warm-up, I can just take a look at it, I can read it, and then I can really try to execute this on this weekend. So do you still have the paper with
Yeah.
you? Okay, so the first one, as you see, the red one is the technical. So based on the all the clips we watched, which one is the one or two what really stand out for you? What makes you like, oh, I really want to focus on that?
Probably like probably like holding the ball more when um I receive the ball like from my like center backs. So like hold the ball, maybe
Okay,
turn.
understanding pressure.
Yeah.
Can you see my screen right
Yes.
now? Okay, and what would be the other one?
Um 1v1s when I'm like out wide. To like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like ball mastery to be able to beat them.
Yeah, so definitely like the first 4, huge scanning for me. Like when it's after watching your game, like scanning is one of the most important. So if you can see ball control 1v1, understanding the pressure holding and the scanning, can you write down under like technical dot dot a sentence or 2 sentences what you would read it before the game, and you will remember, oh yeah, this is what we were talking about with Levi,
Yeah.
with an example. Okay, write it down and let me know like when you are writing, like what are you actually writing.
Okay. Like like say what I'm writing.
Yeah.
Okay. Like the first one that I say like is being able to um have like the ball mastery to be able to be a player 1v1 in any like situation, whether I'm out wide or in the
Okay.
center of the field.
Yeah, I love that. This is gonna be probably like a little bit like a long term, because it's not like, okay, tomorrow my ball mastery will improve, but definitely like that's a good long term homework. When it's come to just like, for example, tomorrow's game, obviously it's not gonna be right away perfect, but what's that 2 scenarios what you know you can right away you can improve on?
Um, like
You mentioned before we started.
1v1 against like a center back when I'm like going forward.
Okay, like remember when you said like how to have your like, body
Yeah.
positioning, and then when they pass you the ball, how to keep the ball. Like that's huge. And the other one is scan when the ball is traveling to you.
Okay.
Okay. Second one, the psychological, which is decision making, game confidence, patient, awareness. Which one stand out for you?
Awareness for sure of like where the ball is, where my teammates are, where the defenders are. And
Yep.
definitely like decision
Okay.
making, when to dribble, take the space, and when to play the ball, to throw the ball to my like the wingers or my players.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one to write down. Obviously, again, it's a little bit long term, but it takes some time. But it's I think it's good for you to see like I'm making good decision, but I know there are better decisions. So obviously, I can be a better player if the more percentage is my great decision rather than just a good decision. Social part. Obviously, like you don't really have like any confidence issues. So anyone players who lack of confidence, that's mainly like part for them. But I think for you is like the communication between you and your teammates, and especially like if you remember when we talk about the nine, when you are checking in, bring back a little bit, when you are checking in and then they play to your feet, or when you are checking in and actually after you are turning and going to the wide. So explaining, telling the left back and the center back, hey, the first few times if I do this, I'm checking in. And after once you learn it, if I do something, if I put my hands up, if I say something, make sure you know that I'm checking in, but I want the ball behind me. So this type of communication will help you to get the ball where you want it.
Okay.
Okay, and the last one, the tactical one, I think for you, like one of the biggest thing is turning with the ball and movement of the ball. Can you bring me an example?
Um, like returning with the ball, being able to like know where the defender is, um, like whether she where when she's like far away from you, then you know that you have enough space to turn, and like take the space, and if she steps, you slip the through ball or go 1v1 against her if you're in front of goal.
Yeah. Do you have any question? Was it confusing or too
No,
much?
no, no. I understood everything.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hopefully it will help a little bit, and obviously we can keep doing it. Obviously focus on your highlights because you are freshman, right?
Sophomore. Yep.
Sophomore. So you are turning going to your
Oh,
sophomore.
I'm going to my junior year.
Yeah. So in a few weeks you can be recruited, right?
Yes.
So I think like set up a very good highlights video with different topics. So not just finishing, not just scoring and assist, but we want to share like that you are different. You are like you have multiple colors, not just black and white. Okay, obviously like you have what most players don't have, like a lot of ghost clips. But we want to show everything about you. And then obviously we will talk a little bit later, like when you are going to different ID camps, how you can separate yourself from others, even like the first 5 minutes of the ID camps, because usually there's like 50, 60 kids there, or even if you go to a showcase, we will create a special document what will help you to be more standout players rather than just coaches going to the game not knowing who you are. Like we will create a highlights, create a document so they can watch your highlights even before the game start.
Okay.
Okay. If there's nothing else, hopefully tomorrow is a good game, and then just let me know how it
Thank
went.
you.
Okay. Have a good
You too.
day.
Thank you so much.
Of course.